Thank you for joining me this evening, and we're going to talk about the rapture again tonight, and we're going to talk about the fact is that the rapture is our blessed hope. I've shared with you a number of times that the scripture declares that we're to comfort one another with the fact that the church will not have to go through the tribulation. The tribulation period or time frame of Jacob's trouble is not intended for the church. It's all about Israel. It's all about bringing judgment upon the world, upon the sinners. Isaiah chapter 13 talks about the purpose of this time frame is to remove the sinners off the earth, and also it's also a time of tribulation for the nation of Yasharel, to bring them to a recognition of who the Messiah is. It's referred to by the Messiah himself as the Great Tribulation, but it's a time of great distress, and that if it wasn't cut short, that no man would be alive left on the earth. So it's a terrible time frame. And I've mentioned to you in the past that the church, born again Jew and Gentile believers, that they're not appointed to the wrath of Yahuwah. Now, there's a lot of speculation as far as the time frame of the rapture, as far as when it will happen. I believe that it's very close. I don't know the day or the hour. I can't say dogmatically as far as what day or time that it will happen, but I do know that it's at hand. It's very close, especially as we see the signs of the tribulation on the horizon. There's wars right now, rumors of war. In fact, if you're paying attention to the news at all, you know there's threatenings coming from Russia. There's, of course, Iran and what they've threatened to do, and all the other things that are going on in the Middle East. It's a time frame that generates fear. There's a whole lot of fear throughout the world today as far as what's coming upon the earth. But these, for the believers, should be signs that bring hope to us, because the Messiah, Mashiach, said, when you see these things begin to come to pass, look up, for your redemption is drawing near. And that's good news. That's good news, because in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, we shall be changed. This corruptible shall put on incorruption, and this mortal shall put on immortality. You know, there's not a problem that you're facing today that the rapture will not take care of. I realize, just like you probably have relatives and friends who are not prepared, who are not ready. And because the only way that a person can be ready for the rapture is to be born again. But that's the only requirement, is that they're born again and they have the Spirit. Because all true believers will be caught up at this time, because it is the resurrection of the righteous. It is the resurrection of the bride of Messiah. And at that time, the moment the rapture happens, there'll not be one person left on this earth that is born again. Now, there will be people saved during the tribulation. We know the two witnesses that'll come upon the scene will be witnessing to the nation, primarily of the nation of Yasharel or Israel, and but there'll also be angels preaching the gospel during this time frame. We know that there'll be many of not only Jews saved during this time frame, but there'll be Gentiles as well. And but it's going to be a hard time for them. They will have to endure to the end in order to be saved, or give up their life for the witness of the gospel. And those that will give up their lives will be resurrected at the end of the tribulation, along with the Old Testament saints. They'll be resurrected at the end of the tribulation. But for the church, we will be caught up before this time frame begins. And that's the good news. If you are born again, you will be taken before this time frame begins. We'll pick this up on our next session, so thank you for joining me this evening. And until next time, shalom.